Hello, how are you? Today I brought you a wonderful recipe, especially for those of you who want to improve your skin, hair, and sagging skin. It's a delicious and unique way for you to add ingredients that are scientifically proven to support your skin and hair. You're going to love it because on top of everything, it's sweet, delicious, and easy to include in your daily routine. Stay until the end. You won't want to miss this. Before we start, I want to ask you, what bothers you most right now about your body, specifically when it comes to your skin or dermatological concerns? Is it aging? Is it the condition of your skin? Or maybe your hair, like when it's falling out, more fragile, or brittle? Write it for me down below in the comments. I'd love to see your response. And remember to give this video a like. That's really important to me. And if you know someone who needs help and recipes, give them some support in this area. Share this video. Let's expand our chain of kindness together. To get the ingredients, take a look down below in the description. I've organized everything there for you, okay? So here in my pot, I already have the water that's starting to boil, as you can see here. And first, I'm going to make a decoction tea. The recipe isn't for tea, but I need to extract some compounds that are naturally harder and more rigid. So the first thing we do is perform this extraction by decoction. And in fact, we have to add these ingredients here and let them boil for about 10 to 15 minutes after it starts boiling. The first ingredient I'm going to add here is ginger root, chopped. If we were using it in powder form, we could add it in the second step. But since I'm using the actual root, ideally, as I mentioned, we should bring it to a boil. And ginger has been extensively studied scientifically for its powerful anti-inflammatory properties, thanks to the presence of gingerol and shogal. These compounds have a strong anti-inflammatory effect, reducing inflammatory cytokines associated with skin aging. Ginger also helps improve peripheral microcirculation, which can enhance the delivery of nutrients to our skin and hair follicles. It also has antioxidant properties that help reduce oxidative stress, which breaks down collagen, making it a very interesting ingredient for our recipe. I'm also going to add, to boil together with the ginger, some cinnamon sticks in the same way. If you were using ground cinnamon, you could add it later, but since this is the harder form, the actual bark, it needs to boil for a few minutes. And cinnamon is quite interesting because it is rich in polyphenols and cinnamaldehyde, which can help with insulin sensitivity control and the glycation process. This glycation process is something that hardens collagen and causes sagging, so cinnamon can help with that. In addition, it also has an antioxidant effect. It protects collagen and elastin fibers, and it also helps improve local blood flow, which provides very interesting support for scalp health as well, so it works on both the skin and the hair. Lastly here, in this step, the final hard ingredient I'm going to add is clove, which is one of the most powerful sources of eugenol that we have. Eugenol is a potent antioxidant. As I mentioned, it fights free radicals that are linked to skin aging. It also has antimicrobial action, which can contribute to scalp health and can also reduce inflammatory processes that would accelerate collagen degradation. So this mixture here is very powerful and very aromatic, and it will be quite tasty as well, which is important for us to actually be able to enjoy it. So you can see that it's already starting to change color. The transfer is beginning to happen. I'm going to wait another 5 or 10 minutes, then I'll turn off the heat and bring in other ingredients for us to continue from there. So hang on. So look, I've already taken it off the heat, and for this second part, we no longer need the water to be at a rolling boil. Now I'm going to add hibiscus, which is very rich in anthocyanins and hibiscus acid, both of which are antioxidants that help preserve collagen. It can help partially inhibit enzymes like elastase and collagenase, which are involved in breaking down the skin's elasticity, so it's really interesting. In addition, it has a mild diuretic effect, which can help reduce fluid retention and that puffier look to the skin, which a lot of people complain about. Both hibiscus and this other ingredient I'm going to use now, we don't bring them to a boil to make a decoction because they're already herbs and are more delicate and their compounds are more volatile, so you don't need to keep the temperature so high or for so long for the extraction to happen. Lastly, I'm going to add horsetail here, which we often associate with blood pressure and reducing swelling, but it's also an excellent natural source of silica. Look how interesting that is. Silica is a very important mineral for the synthesis of collagen and keratin in our body, and that's why it can help strengthen hair and nails. So it helps support the structure of the skin's cellular matrix, the extracellular matrix. And on top of all that, as I mentioned before, it helps reduce swelling. So it can also help decrease fluid retention and that puffy appearance of the skin that many people complain about. So look, I've already strained this mixture, and this part here we can discard, we won't need it anymore. Now, into our tea, into this infusion, I'm going to add unflavored, unsweetened, plain gelatin. Gelatin is nothing more than cooked collagen, right? I always mention this to you in my videos. It is a source of amino acids such as glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, which are directly involved in the structure of collagen. It can stimulate fibroblasts to produce more collagen and help with skin elasticity and hydration when we consume it regularly. Remember, this gelatin here is also sugar-free, as I mentioned to you, so it is 100% natural and is an excellent addition to our recipe here. It will also help achieve the texture I want, which is a chewy, gummy candy-like consistency, like those gummies that are so trendy nowadays. There are so many of these healthy gummies out there, right? They're supposed to help with hair and everything, and they're super expensive, so here we can make them at home. I'm going to see if I can already dissolve it, because the most important part for it to reach the gummy texture is that this gets well dissolved. If I think it's still not completely dissolved, which it isn't yet, see, maybe I'll put it in the microwave for 30 seconds or use a double boiler. I'll see here. Look, I kept stirring and stirring until I didn't need to anymore. See? In fact, it's already well dissolved. Lastly, I'm going to add the lemon juice here, which I squeezed fresh and is very rich in vitamin C. And we know that vitamin C is essential for the production of an enzyme that is fundamental in the formation of collagen. Lemon juice also has antioxidant properties, which protect against oxidative damage to the skin and can improve the absorption of some important minerals. So it's worth it, besides giving a very interesting flavor when we mix it with hibiscus. If you want to add a bit of stevia here, you can, but I'm not going to add anything. Just don't add sugar, because sugar can harm the breakdown of collagen. Now, I'm going to pour it into the molds here and put them in the fridge until they become like gummy candies. While I'm filling these, I want to remind you about my playlists. I have lots of playlists with healthy, easy, quick, and delicious recipes. Low in carbs, low in calories, and more. I also have plenty of playlists with tips on losing weight, controlling blood sugar, reducing inflammation, and much more. I'll leave everything organized for you down below in the description with all the links. I'm going to finish filling these up. Just from what I can see here, there will still be enough left for at least one more tray. So later, I'll put down here for you exactly how much it yields, okay? So it's really interesting, very economical, and super concentrated in bioactive compounds. Look how beautiful they turned out. I just took them out of one tray. The other one is still chilling. Look how wonderful. Sometimes we pay so much for these gummies with compounds, right? Nutraceuticals. Make them at home and you'll love it for sure. They're beautiful. They even look like they have strawberries, don't they? Just a reminder, of course, that the idea with these gummies is that you can consume these teas and ingredients daily, which will provide support, right? An added benefit for your hair and skin. But remember that a good diet, avoiding smoking, and avoiding sun exposure without protection will obviously help you a lot as well. I have an entire playlist here about skin, nails, and hair with lots of important tips, and I'll leave it down below. Obviously, the idea is also not to replace any medication. If you already have alopecia, some skin problem, or are undergoing treatment, obviously, always follow the guidance of your doctor or nutritionist in your city, okay? Normally, I like to consume 2 of these gummies, but if you want more personalized guidance, it's a good idea to talk to a professional who assists you in your city, taking into account the rest of your diet. So, tell me down below at what time you would consume it to make a routine out of it, right? So that it really becomes a daily thing. I will love to see your comment. Remember, leave a like on the video, as that helps me a lot, and share it with anyone who would like it, with anyone who needs it. Let's expand our chain of kindness together, because that's what I want here with the channel. The smell is so good. The smell of cinnamon and hibiscus. Besides all the benefits, I have to tell you that this would work really well as a dessert because the flavor is wonderful. Make it yourself and you'll love it. See you next time. Bye.